Hey guys, this video is going to be my coming out video. Um, just to explain, no, I'm not coming out. I've actually already came out. I came out, um, well, you know what? That's the story. I'm going to tell you the story right about now. So here we go with my gay story. So I was in 5th grade, and I was very curious, and I went to Google Images and searched naked men. And I found myself interested. And I was like, okay, well that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. And like I just was confused. I was like, I don't know why I like this. I don't know why I keep searching this. This is just some temptation. So, as grade school went on, I still tried to convince myself that I liked girls, and like everyone would ask, who do you have a crush on? And I would always have to say some sort of girl. Even if I didn't really have a crush on them, I just thought I liked them, and I tried to convince myself that I liked them. But like my 8th grade year, I had all these fantasies involving me with other guys in my class, and I just didn't know how to respond to that. So my freshman year, I started attending a high school that was all guys, and as you can imagine, that probably was not going to help very much. I started having fantasies about the guys in my classes there, and I just really freaked out. See, my freshman year, I became involved in a youth group, and I was really devoted as a Catholic, and so I was freaking out because I was like, but this isn't the lifestyle that um, my faith wants me to live. They want me to live as a heterosexual man. They want me to have a wife, and so that was the dream that I was focused on having. Was that if I didn't want to be gay, I could force myself to not be gay, and that it was just a challenge that God was putting on me. Like everyone has their own challenges that God apparently puts them through, and I figured this was it. So I'm just going to, pretend that this is my challenge, and I'll eventually get over it. Like it's not a big deal. So the years went on, and it was summer between my sophomore and junior year, and it was still not gone. And I was just like, well, this isn't working. So I went to a camp that year, and it was like a God camp, and we had a bunch of small groups, and in my small group was this gay kid, Jake. And I was really annoyed with him at the beginning of the week. I just didn't like him. And then later in the week, I finally came out to my group and said that I had homosexual attractions and I was really worried about them. And my group was really open. They were really supportive, and they were just kind of like, yeah, well, like I have a gay friend or blah blah blah. And so I was like, okay, well this is really cool, like that people are so supportive. Jake came up to me after the group and was like, if you need to talk about anything, you can talk to me because like I'm gay and so I know what you've been through. So the last few days of that week, every morning I would wake up, and he would wake up, and we would go outside and just sort of chat and like talk about everything. And at that point, I figured I was bisexual. Like I thought I liked girls, but I knew that I liked guys too. So um, I sort of convinced myself I was bisexual, and I had a crush on Jake, even though he had a boyfriend. So that summer, I was going to come out to a few other people. I was going to come out to someone at my youth group, and I had typed out everything that I wanted to tell them because I was really scared to tell them, and I didn't know what I wanted to say. So I planned it out, and I printed it out, and I left it on my breakfast room table. And so my parents found it, and this was like the summer that my parents divorced. And so it was kind of awkward that my dad and my mom talked about it, but my dad came up to me and my mom came up to me, and it was just really awkward. And it's kind of like the forgotten summer because I don't really remember it all that well, and it was just a really bad summer, anyways. Um, so basically, at one point, I tried to hang out with Jake and his boyfriend, and my dad said that I couldn't because he's homophobic, and so it was really awkward, and I didn't get to see Jake. And eventually, I stopped talking to Jake, and so I sort of ignored my summer and just decided, yeah, I'm straight again. So I was straight for the next few months, and then I met the most gorgeous boy on the face of the planet at the time, and I was 16 years old, and this guy was just fantastic. And he came up to me, and he seemed really interested in me, and I was really interested in him, and I was like, well, this is just like right now I just don't even know what to say. Like I don't like girls. And so I told myself that I didn't like girls, and I was ready to accept it with myself. But I wasn't really ready to tell a lot of people, and God, I'm a nervous wreck. So I started telling my friends and family, and eventually me and the guy sort of split our ways. We never actually dated. It was a really awkward story, and I don't really feel like going into it. But I sort of started telling all my friends, and eventually I found enough support from everyone that I was like, well, you know what? I guess I'm able to tell everyone now. So on January 1st, 2011, I came out to everyone over Facebook, and I know that's kind of stupid to do that over Facebook, but I was just I was done with hiding. I was ready to be myself entirely in front of everyone. And so far, everyone's been really supportive. If someone's not been supportive, I just don't care because I have so many people that support me and love me for who I am, and it's fantastic. So thanks for listening to my coming out story, guys. Sorry it was a bit long. Um, that's what she said. And I will see you guys later for the next installment of my video blogs, whatever that happens to be.